Well, hello, everybody. Or should I say nobody, since the stream is looking rather quiet so far. Ugh. If you tuned in live, you know how it goes. Say hi to me. Tell me what's up. We're doing something a little different today. That might end up being very scuffed. We're going to play some Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on stream. We're going to play all the landing challenges, many of which I have done before to varying amounts of success, some of which I have never successfully done before, so we might be in for a little bit of a grind on some of these. But the reason I say it might be scuffed is A, this game is extremely graphically intensive, and I do have it turned up quite a bit at the moment. And the other reason I say it might be scuffed is because I'm running it on my ultra wide, all three monitors, and I'm cropping in just the middle screen for you guys to see, because trying to show all three monitors on Twitch would be a nightmare. It would not work. You guys would be looking at a narrow strip. I keep trying to use my hands. I don't have hands today because my flight yoke is in the way. Hi, Fly. How are you? But yeah. So we're going to play some landing challenges. I decided I didn't want to play any shooters or any of my usual games after 2.5 years of having a decent flight sim rig, at least the hardware for it. I actually sat down and configured it all properly. And I haven't just been lazy for 2.5 years. There were firmware issues with some of this for over a year where the equipment was all just bricked. So it was dead in the water for a long time. But finally, like I said, over a year after that happened, I was able to get a hold of some config files that had been given to someone early on in this product's life cycle when it first got released. And I found this guy on Reddit, and he sent me his config files, and it fixed my system. So if you have a Turtle Beach Velocity 1 flight yoke and throttle quadrant, don't do the firmware updates because it'll brick your stuff. Fly holds the sky. Yes, she does. A couple other notes for the stream. Because of the position of my flight yoke, my microphone is going to be in a somewhat less optimal position, so my vocal audio might be kind of crap today. I hope you don't mind. Beyond that, I don't know. Enough yapping, right? Let me, I'm gonna move my mic real quick to where it needs to be. Okay, so that's where my mic is gonna live. So this is the audio you guys are getting today. You're gonna see me turn my head a lot to talk to the microphone. That's, my model is not glitching. I'm having to turn to talk to it. I wish I still had a headset with a boom mic right on the headset, because then it would sound just as crappy as the microphone in a real airplane. It'd be great. Okay. We are gonna flick over to in-game, and it can't see anything. Oh, it can see something. It's just really small. Why is that so small? What happened? Oh boy. Your pilot's assistant speaking. I told you guys it was going to be scuffed today. Why is that doing that? Screen capture. Did I somehow... Oh, that is low res. That is not what I was working with earlier. Oh, man. Oh, wait. Undo that. That's because I'm on the wrong reset. There we go. There we go. That's not scuffed. Rival Streamer 1000. How are you? Welcome into my stream. Welcome into my very scuffed stream where I'm trying to get Flight Sim 2020 to work for the first time on stream. How you doing? What's got you checking out my stream? You just a big Flight Sim fan, or Are you somehow finding my channel another way? Also, since this is my first time trying to run this on stream, and like I said, I am running an ultra wide right now that I have cropped in, and it's not a true ultra wide, it's 3 monitors that are pretending to be an ultra wide. Yeah, if something goes wrong with the graphics or anything like that, y'all please just tell me. Don't feel like you can't. Just do it. Alright. Oh, you're playing right now? Very nice. What are you playing? Like, what, are you doing any of the landing challenges or the training, bush trips? You just going for a flight? Can I go to Jaeger Airport? No, I'm gonna be doing the landing challenges today. But, maybe another time if my, if this is decently successful, right? Like, if the whole thing doesn't blow up and destroy my computer, then maybe we will do some stuff where maybe we play with some other people out there. Oh my gosh. Ion. With 10 months. I'm sorry for my scuffed audio for your 10-month sub-anniversary. Thanks so much for all your support, man. I really appreciate that. That means you've pretty much paid for this game at this point if I was to buy it new right now. So thank you very much for all of your support. I really appreciate your presence in my channel, and you know I wouldn't trade it for the world. How you doing, man? What a wonderful idea to stream this. You really think so? Kyle. Blend time. Yes, Lisa, blend time. Oh, wait. Hey, I'm stupid. Guys, Kyle was the one who suggested that I stream this. He suggested it while I was at work today. And I, you know, the thought had crossed my mind, but I figured it would be impossible because of the, like, not the hardware limitations so much, but like, well, maybe hardware limitations. Who knows? Maybe we're going to get into this and we figure out that my graphics card can't handle streaming and Flight Simulator and VC Face at the same time. But who knows? Alright, so we're doing the landing challenges. We're going to start with the famous and work our way into the epic and then the strong wind. As you will see, my level of mastery goes down through these. Some of these I've never even tried before. So this should be pretty interesting. Alright, so we're going to start in Jackson, and you guys will have to bear with me. During every single one of these, we're probably going to have to like go into the settings and change a control scheme or something like that, because each plane has a different control setup with my my yoke and my throttle quadrant. But that's okay. We'll just do it. Ain't no thing. You know, move my drink though. Oh, also this is a no hands stream because I don't have a spot to put my hand tracker while I have my flight yoke in place. Oh my gosh, Dormy's here. Hi Dormy, how are you? Alright, yes, we're gonna fly with the, that did say jet twin, right? Yeah, okay, V1F jet twin. Got my speed brakes at 0, I've got my flaps at 0, my throttles are about at 70%. Everything else is put away. Oh boy, you guys get to see me land a bunch of planes that I'm not qualified to land. Oh, I gotta hit... I forgot that the start button is way off the main screen. Okay. So we're coming into Juliet Alpha Charlie here. The other half of what makes this difficult is from one plane to the next, all of your speeds that you're trying to fly to are different. So bear with me if I get a bunch of stuff wrong. Did my flaps move? Yes, okay, good. Let's go, we're at 150 knots. I'm gonna put my gear down. We're looking high. I'm gonna go to idle. Your day was boring, but chicken taco dinner was good. That sounds good. My day was also boring. I spent a huge portion of the day copying requirements from a contract over to a PowerPoint because the contract was a PDF and it did not copy and paste cleanly, so I had to type them by hand. But my dinner was delicious. If you land them, then I think you're qualified to land them. I'm pretty sure that's exactly how that works. What about y'all? Yeah, what about you guys? First day of 210 gram protein, 200 grams carbs was rough. That sounds like a tummy ache waiting to happen. Alright, rolling in. I'm at like 20% throttle right now. I cannot see the PAPI indicator because the snow is so bright. So I can't really tell if I'm on glide slope right now. I'm just waiting to see a red dot show up and that'll tell me I'm intercepting the glide slope, but I don't think we're gonna get one. I'll put a little power in because I don't like the picture that I'm starting to see here. And we'll take that power back out. We're gonna go to idle, let the nose drop. We'll round out and flare. And then we're gonna hold it, hold it, hold it, and settle. Full speed brakes, full reverse thrusters, full wheel brakes. I'll lean over here, bump it out of reverse thrust. All right, we're starting off pretty strong. A nice A. Folks, I regret to inform you that it's only going to go downhill from here, other than maybe one or two of the landings that are in, like, planes I've actually flown in real life. Especially when we get to the airliners, it is going to get bad. I do not fly airliners. Uh-oh, it tore me out. Is this poop bottom 6-7 requesting deviation of course for weather? What? Why is that your call sign? Okay, so let's see. Where could we have improved? Ground roll, we were 14 feet off center line, which is not great. We were probably just outside the main landing gear. And our landing smoothness is a little rough. I heard that as we landed. But okay, we got an A. I'm satisfied enough with that A to move on to our next one. All right, here we go. A little 172. Flying into Llanada Grande. I don't know where that is. I feel a little bad that I don't know where that is. And our field elevation is 1041. 1041. What's up, Major Flower? Can't stay too long? That's okay, man. I think I appreciate you stopping by for any amount of time. How's your day going? You ordered those from Taco Bell. The poop bottom 67. Yeah, that's my favorite order from Taco Bell. This stream is gonna kill my voice. I'm having to project so much. Try to put that microphone closer to my mouth so I don't have to project quite so much. All right, controls options. We are no longer in a twin engine jet. We are in a basic single prop. Fly and save. Close out of that. Grab my VFR map over for the screen that you guys can't see. Alright, we are full rich. I'm going too fast. You know, trim up. You guys are going to see that my trim wheel is like stupidly sensitive. It's so much more sensitive than a real trim wheel, and I think it's hilarious. Alright, we're under 110 knots, so we can put our first notch of flaps in, 10 degrees. Oh, the Llanada Grande. Your suspension is bent, so you need to buy new ones? Oh man, that sucks. I'm so sorry. Dude Man Duck, where are we flying to? We are playing the landing challenges in MSFS 2020. So we are flying to all sorts of different places. I have not even spotted the runway here. I see a road. My VFR map says I'm pointed like straight at it. The GPS says I'm just a little left. 500 for one, good lord. Alright. I still don't see the runway. Don't like that. We are really low for not seeing the runway. Alright, we'll put our second notch of flaps in, though, to be slowing us down so that once we do see it, we can land. Is it here? That's a road. Where's the runway? Is it under here? We're not going to make this landing right now. I'm going to do a go around, but I want to find the runway first. Alright, full throttle. Back to one notch of flaps. Oof, that's really disorienting. Oh, there it is. Okay, well, we'll just do a go around. We'll go up to pattern altitude. And we'll just have left traffic here. You're gonna head out, it's 2 a.m., you need some sleep. Major Flower, please rest easy. I'll catch you around. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. Anything is a runway if a plane fits. Me, a month ago. Almost me a month ago. Alright, so our field elevation was about 1,000 feet, so we're gonna fly up to about 2,000 for this pattern, which means I'm gonna make my crosswind turn right about now. It's about the altitude and distance I want to be at. I'm pitching for 80 knots right now. I'm going a little faster than I want to be. I'm 82. And there's our crosswind done, or crosswind turn done. We'll level off here, reduce our power some. Go ahead and make our downwind turn. Y'all, please forgive me for flying uncoordinated tonight. I don't have rudder pedals right now, and the triggers on this throttle quadrant are way too sensitive. You touch them at all, and it almost throws the plane into like a dangerous skid. So I kind of just don't even bother with it. Thank you for flying Fuji Air. Yes, thank you indeed. Alright, we're beam the numbers, so we're going to reduce power. I like to reduce power to about 1,500 in a 172. We're under 110 knots, so we're going to put in our first notch of flaps. Right there. Let that nose come down. I'll be going a little bit faster. Coming up on 45, we'll go ahead and start making that turn. Bring that power back up to 1,500 RPM. Don't want it to be too low. Alright, we're shooting for about 70 to 75 knots on the base turn. 20 degrees of flaps. And we made a pretty short crosswind, so I can see out my left right now. We're coming up on our turn for final. And we're looking for 65 knots on final. So we're going to put a little power back in, keep that nose down, and take the power back out. In case you guys are wondering, if you have any interest in being a pilot, what we're doing right now, this pattern that I'm flying around this airport, you're going to do that at least like 100 times before you get your license. I think I had like 170 landings by the time I got my license, somewhere around there. Granted, I got mine slowly. I did not like rush and try to get it at the hours minimum, but you are gonna land a plane a bajillion times. Alright, we're flare around out. Now we're flaring. It's a Cessna, so it's gonna float, and there we go. We'll put the brakes on. We're not going to get a great score for this one. We floated really far down the runway. Alright, and there we are. Oh, okay, 1.3 million. It's not my high score, but it's pretty decent. Yeah, precision. So we landed 268 feet late, which just disqualifies us from a short field landing. Or not just, that disqualifies us by 68 feet. Alright. I gotta say this is going a lot smoother than I expected. I thought things would just break really bad. But it doesn't look like it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Swap out some components of my throttle so that we are set up for a quad jet. We're gonna be landing the Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental into John F. Kennedy, New York, runway 19. Runway elevation of 16 feet, we'll treat that like 0. Let's see, runway 31 left. We've got almost 15,000 feet of runway to play with. Oh boy, this is, I feel nervous to do this, but then again, I don't think any of you expect me to know how to fly 747, given that I fly single-engine prop planes. Can you get a ride? You do this flight all the time as a passenger, landing at JFK? Well, buckle up. Because this is not going to be your typical landing. I adore the 747. It is the queen of the skies. It is perhaps the most legendary civil aircraft of all time, and I suck at flying it in this game. Like, really bad. Alright, let's switch over to our quad engine jet. Check, nope, check quad. This is one to clap for if we make it, please. Please clap. Call me Jeb Bush. Actually, don't call me Jeb Bush, but you know what? Please clap. Okay. Throttles are set at like 70%. That's probably too much. You guys will notice I'm not being super diligent as we play this. I'm not going to do a landing checklist for every single one of these, because it's a game. And yeah, it's good to be in a habit of doing landing checklists, and when I'm treating this simulator like an actual simulator, and like, you know, flying real routes that I intend to go fly, you better believe I do all my checklists. But, not today. And my trim wheel is not working. That's really good. That's what you want. Put gear down. Put some flaps in. I'm gonna have to hold the nose. Oh, my yoke is turning the wrong way on screen. That's concerning. That's very weird. I've had this bug before. There we go. Okay, I just have to slam it all the way to the right. We are way above the glide slope. I'm gonna put in some speed brake. Not normally something you want to do midair. I work for the DOW's version of the 747. Oh, very nice. Okay, take the speed brakes out. I'm still going too fast. A little more speed brakes. I love B2s. Great comment. Alright, we're full flaps. We're airborne speed brakes. We're at idle on the engines. And we're still gonna overshoot this. But that's okay. We're gonna overshoot, but I'm still determined to land it safely. Yes, master caution. I know. It's okay. Alright, we're gonna let that nose start coming up. Yep, we are too high for where we want to land, but I think we're still low enough to land safely. Ugh, I have no control. Oh, that was a rough landing. Alright, full speed brakes, full reverse thrust. We absolutely cratered that landing. This is my problem with the 747. It just has... I cannot get my head around the lack of responsiveness. 260,000? Let's try that one more time with... Part of what screwed me up there was that bug where the yoke was turning the wrong direction. It's, believe it or not, tough to fly a plane when it's turning the opposite direction of what you're telling it to. Okay, so we're looking for 140 knot approach speed, or final speed. Short final speed. This whole thing's a final because we're coming straight in. So we're aiming for 160 here. So I'm gonna put like half my flaps in. We'll go 10 degrees flaps. Try to get down to 160. Drives me crazy that it starts you misaligned. Oh, the autopilot's on. There we go. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's why it was not playing nice last round. Because the autopilot was on. Guys, like I said, I don't fly airliners. Alright, we are just slowly... Nope, nope. Why did my trim wheel put my nose down when I told it to go up? Don't like that. Alright, we're coming down towards 160. Start putting a little power back in. Try to catch that. We don't want to dip under 160 or we're going to be in a bad way. A little power, a little nose down. I can't believe I have 8 viewers on this right now. Who'd have thought? After all the different types of games I play, that this is apparently what you guys want to see. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and put 20 degrees of flaps in. Need to slow down more, need to be getting closer to 140. Alright, 1,000 above. We're flying VFR, so there's no minimums. Let that... Well, actually we gotta hold the nose just a little bit, because we're aiming for 140 at this point. Okay, go ahead and put the next notch of flaps in. And full. This is another thing I'm going to complain about real quick with these landing challenges. Half of them, it starts you gear down. Half of them, it starts you gear up. And it does not prompt you ahead of time about it, which drives me crazy. So a bunch of these, I'm going to screw up and not have my landing gear down when I should. Little yaw. Letting that nose stay down. Start that round out. I think. I never know with this plane what's too high and what's too low for a round out. And flare. Ugh, full reverse, full brakes. Oh, we're way off center line. Terrible. Dude, this thing just has no responsiveness once you get down low. Or slow, really. Hats off to people who fly 747s. In my current state, could not do it. Okay, that's better. 309. It's docking us a bunch because we're landing way off center line. Also, we're kind of cratering it. Whatever. I'm never going to be good at the moment at a 747. Let's fly something that's closer to my reality. Alright, we are coming into Nice in Côte d'Azur, France. Arrival on runway 22 right. We've got 9,000 feet and the elevation's at 10. And we're in a Bonanza, which is an advanced single. So we're going to switch out some components. And we'll switch our control profile. Alright, gotta hit escape. And control options, we are flying single advanced. Yes. This is an advanced, right? Not a... I actually don't remember if the Bonanza is turboprop or an advanced, but either way. Alright, I'm screwing around over here with some controls. Sorry, y'all. Alright, so we're coming in on 2-2 right. You can see those flashing lights. Ooh, a lot of turbulence. Alright, we need to slow down a bit so we can get our flaps out. TPM correct? I don't know how to fly a TPM. I'm just screwing around. I don't have training for this type of plane. We are high and fast right now. Let's get that power out. Let's get those geared down. And we're going to go full flaps already because we are high and fast. Rolled out a little early on that final. Get back over in that turn.
500.
Alright, double checking gear R down. And we're sinking. We are off where we should be. We are low. Let's get this adjusted. Still low. There we go. Let's peek over the top. Alright, that's more like what I want. If anything, I'd rather be a little high in a general aviation aircraft than low. Go back to our... And we've made the runway, so we're going to go idle. And round out and flare. Wow, your perception is low in this plane. Whoa, big input. And that is why I don't like the yaw controls on this controller. I barely touched that, and it was ready to swerve off the runway. $1.4 million? Or I guess 1.04 million. Let's do that again. Let's do that one again. A little more control. Alright, ready to fly. Oh, my trim wheel freaking out again. Keep that nose down. Survey question for my audience right now. How many of y'all have gotten the chance to fly general aviation in your life? Have you ever been in a small airplane like this that we're in right now, like a Bonanza or a 172? Anything like this where you can see the whole length of the plane at once? Alright, let's get a nice clean base right now. There we go. Nice clean base. We'll put in half our flaps. Go gear down. Start our turn for final. I wish there was a way you guys could see all three of my screens so you could see what I'm looking at for all of this. That's a little bit of a steep turn for pattern work, but again, it's the sim. We don't have to be perfect in the sim. That's the whole point. Also, we're playing the sim like a video game, so doubly the point. Thank you for the bonk. I don't know if the bonk showed up on screen there. I think my layers might be messed up right now because of the game. You have? Very nice. What'd you fly in?
500.
Alright, there we go. There's our glide slope. It did not show up? Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Alright, we're a little on the high side of the glide slope, but we're right back in it. That's what I'm looking for. Tracking just a little bit too far to the left. I'm going to keep my head up here so we can keep our eyes on the Pappy. Because we're getting lower than I want to be. There we go. There's the glide slope again. Keep that nose up. What's our speed at? Right where I want it. 70 knots. Getting a little low and a little slow. We're gonna just touch power. That's the other fun part of this, is that you're switching from plane to plane so much, you have to very quickly learn how to adjust power to make sure that you're not over or undershooting stuff. Okay, we're tracking a little off center line. Idle. There we go. Much better. Smoother landing, closer to the center line, closer to the intended touchdown point. You flew a 152. Nice. The world's trainer aircraft. I love a 152. They're so fun. Okay, so let's see. What could have been done better? We were 166 feet past the touchdown point. Still qualifies as short field, but, you know, we want to be as close as possible. We were 20 feet off on our ground roll. Yep, we saw that as we were coming in. Our right main gear was just a little too far to the left. Decently smooth landing, though. Anything under about 200 feet per minute in this sim, I'm pretty happy with. Also, if you're just joining in, we're playing the landing challenges in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And if you're new around here, I'm a private pilot, minted as of December. I'm currently awaiting repairs to the aircraft that I fly, so I'm stuck messing around with simulators for the time being. But I figured I'd turn it into something fun. Come on and stream with it. So if you enjoy it, stick around, and don't be afraid to follow. Alright. Runway 18. We've got 13,500 feet to work with. And a runway elevation of 7773 MSL. MSL. We're in the Beechcraft King Air. Y'all give me 1 second, I gotta answer a message. Alright, cool. Message answered. Oops. Pull that back up. Alright. Runway 18, 7773. You flew your old instructor's biplane. Oh, that's sick. That's really cool. Alright, so final approach speed's 105 knots. 7773 AMSL. Cool. Also, if the loading bar looks totally broken, it's like, why are we sitting here when it looks fully loaded? It's because the loading bar goes across all 3 screens. Which is hilarious. Alright, we're in a twin turboprop. Which means I need to put that lever there. Those go in. These are my props. Okay. I wish I had a secondary camera so you guys could see everything I'm doing, but I don't have it at the moment. Alright, so final approach speed is 105 knots. 7773 for our field elevation. Alright, we're in the white arc, so we can put our first notch of flaps in. Oh, we have an engine fire. That's exciting. We are gonna stow everything for a moment and get all of the power we can get out of the engines, because I'm not being engulfed in flames right now, so there's no reason to give up right now. Oh, this is fun. We're gonna make an emergency landing. And double check our gear down. Yep. Cool. Alright, well, very interesting. So we're not going for a high score here, we're just going for a survival on this one. This is not the first time it's given me an engine fire in one of these landing challenges. It's very weird. I don't know why, because they're not consistent. Okay, we are... Stall, really? Yep, we gotta get the flaps in order to not stall right now. Keep that nose over, keep our airspeed up so we don't stall. Come on, baby, we just gotta make the runway right now. Come on, clear the trees. Clear the trees. I'll take the field. The field is fine. Yes, alright, cool. We cleared the trees. We're gonna make the runway. That's a rough landing, but for an engine fire, I'll take it. Alright, let's stop. And while we're getting stopped, we're gonna shut down the engines. I don't know where that is in this airplane. Why do I have an engine fire? I'm gonna feather the props. I don't... Oh. That would be why we had an emergency. That would be why we had an emergency. I forgot my control mapping for twins. We're gonna redo that one. I might have feathered the engines in flight there. Because I forgot what lever I have mapped to what for this plane. Just gonna swap out some hardware to remind myself. Hey, good evening, Rensler. How are you doing? Thanks for joining me. You just missed me accidentally burning up the engines on a King Air because I forgot what levers on my throttle quadrant were mapped to which controls in the game. Let's try that again. Alright, there we go. That's our throttle. That's that. That's our condition lever. Yep. Alright. Now I know what I'm doing. And I've spent a bunch of my descent time at too high of a speed. Because I've been screwing around. Alright, we are high and fast. I'm gonna go ahead and put full flaps in, gear down. Really get us slowed down here. We're gonna have a nice, gentle turnover to the right side. Let's go for final. We are probably gonna overshoot this final. Or not overshoot the final, we're going to overshoot our touchdown point because we are going a lot faster than I wanted to. 500. Alright, actually, you know what? We're on the glide slope. And my trim wheel freaked out. Great, great, get that nose down. 500. There we go. And round out. Flare. Sit. We're floating. I flared too high. Or long. Still a safe landing, though. There we go. Alright, reverse thrust. Max braking. Max aerodynamic braking. And there we are. That's a much better landing. Yeah. Whose idea was it to give this man's a plane? Mine. Ha ha ha. You can't stop me. Alright. Let's see, how long have we been going? 49 minutes? Yeah, we won't do that one again. We'll move on to the next one. Oh boy, another airliner. We got 2 airliners in a row. This is gonna be great. Airliner, throttle toppers back on. And speed brakes up, flaps up, throttles at 70% to start. Okay. So arriving on runway 33, we're in an Airbus A320neo twin turbofan. Runway 33, we've got 10,500 feet of runway and an elevation of 13 feet that we will treat like 10. And we gotta make sure we don't accidentally land at that other airport or mistake it. I'm doing great, Rensler. You? My voice is not going to be doing great after this stream because I'm having to project so much because of where my microphone is. But that's okay. Alright, jet twin. Oh, that didn't save. Oh, it did. Alright, flying safe. Alright, ready to fly. Alright, we'll turn the autopilot off. We are in the auto throttle zone. And we have no flaps in right now. Oh, we have full flaps in. I'm gonna put that to half. Alright. I see our airport off my left here. Fix my view. Are we geared down already? Yes, we are, but just confirming. Gear down. Coming up on final. Cruising right along at 160 knots. Gonna slow down that turn rate a little bit because we are turning out a little too early. Gonna reduce power just a little bit. And go full flaps. Actually, you know, we're gonna go 20 degrees. Or whatever it is. 3L. Which I take means landing. Again, not an airline pilot. Don't really know how to fly airliners. Cool. We are reducing our power a little bit by a little bit. Keep my eyes on the precision approach indicator off to the left side of the runway there. You see 4 white lights. I'm looking for 2 of those to turn red. I'm gonna take a little more power out and let my nose come down a little. I will say, as much as I don't know what I'm doing with the Airbus, it does fly buttery smooth. Alright, there's my 2 red lights. We're going to put a little power back in, keep that nose up so we stay in the glide slope. We're going to let that nose come back down a little bit. We don't want to climb out of it. Getting a little low. A little power bump. Getting a lot of low, big power bump. And power back out. We'll keep the nose down because there's the glide slope again. And we are pretty fast right now.
100.
Put that last bit of flaps in. Speed brakes. Our airborne speed brakes.
Retard drive.
Nice, full speed brakes, full reverse on the thrust. Again, I suck at staying on centerline with the airliners. There's something about him. I don't know what it is. Alright, how'd we do? 500,000? I'm gonna declare anything over 500,000 on an airliner a win for me. It's like butter on glass, dear lord. Alright, another A320 Neo coming into land at Kingsford Smith International in Sydney, Australia. Runway 18, 13,001 feet in length. And we've got 7 feet AMSL field elevation. No need to change any settings for this one. Let's see if we can keep it on center line a little better this time. I really don't know what it is. Maybe it's the sight picture. I think that might be it. I bet there's a parallax difference between your seating position on an airliner compared to like a single engine or a small turboprop that's throwing me off. Alright, we're pretty much just straight in. Nice. Alright, half flaps. Oh, that's right. I forgot airliners give you like a glide slope indicator on your artificial horizon that I can just fly to. At least I think they do. I think that's what I'm looking at there. Maybe I shouldn't admit that out loud. Alright, we got a nice descent going. Alright. Got all but one notch of flaps in. Go ahead and put that last notch of flaps in. Keep that nose up a little bit as I reduce power because I'm looking to go down to 140 knots. We are high and a little fast. Double checking that my gear's down. It is. Alright, we can let that nose come down to chase 140. Little bit of power. There's our glide slope. We don't want to blow right through it. Getting a little underneath it. Want that glide slope to come back. There it is. Let that power come out again.
200.
Now we're climbing out of it. Man, it is... Airliners are hard, man.
100.
Oh, I'm stalling. I'm stalling.
25.
Yep, that was, we're gonna go around. I think it ends. Yeah, it does end. Oh, Riley. I'm sorry. V2 did indeed go boom. I wasn't even there for the end of it. I'm so sorry, man. Well, now that you're done with the ultimate grind of playing Destiny 2... Oh, it's tomorrow? Ooh, I might show up for it then. I was gonna say, now that you're done with the ultimate grind of Destiny 2, you can join my ultimate grind, which is getting your airline transport pilot certificate. Because, you know, if you play Destiny 2 for 1,500 hours, why not fly planes for 1,500 hours? There's still hope. There's the hopium. There's nothing wrong with a little hope. Alright, so what are we going to do different this time? We're going to control our descent better. I'm going to be
1,000.
less jumpy with my control inputs. I'm not going to slam full flaps all at once. We're going to do them gradually. Land safely, thank you. That's my plan. Alright. We're still high. And we're still fast. So we're gonna go idle. We're gonna keep the nose down so that we don't get slow, and put a little power back in. I'd rather land long than short.
400.
Last notch of flaps. We are high.
300.
Let that nose come down. Let that nose come down.
200.
We're gonna come in a glide slope right there. Catch the glide slope.
100.
We're under it for sure.
50.
That's okay.
40. 30. 20.
And we'll pull back. And full flaps, full speed brakes, lower the nose. Full reverse. Oh, didn't mean to switch seats there. Sorry, I just wanted to psych you all out. Alright, disengage our reverse thrusters. That's a much better landing than last time. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's a new high score for me. Little rough on the landing. We overflew it by 650 feet. Not my proudest. But hey, look at that. We did what I said I wanted to. Better centerline control. And that takes us to our last one for epic. Or what was it? Is it epic? Famous. Famous. We're going to be landing at Toronto City Center at 252 AMSL. Runway 26 with a DAR TBM 930, which is a turboprop with some advanced features that I don't have perfectly mapped, but that's okay. Riley, what you been up to lately? Switch our controls. My voice is starting to go already. Alright, single turboprop, apply and save. That means I'm using this as my throttle and this is my flaps. Alright, ready to fly. Easy there, throttle, easy there. Alright. Throw my VFR map up just as a second reference. I know I have the GPS display, but I have not trained on you how to use the G1000, so it's much easier for me to just look at a VFR map. Alright, we're 1,000 above the ground right now at 1,200 feet. 1,250 feet, that was. Making our left turn to line up for final. Getting a little faster than I want. Gonna put in half flaps. Whoa, whoa, trim wheel. Whoa, trim wheel. Why do you freak out so bad? Man, I can hardly see. I think I see the runway. It's really bright though. It's really hard to tell if what I'm looking at is the runway right now. I'm gonna zoom in more on my map over here, see if I can tell me. Okay, I think I am looking at the runway. Oh, there it is, there it is. If you guys did not know, let me tell you a terrifying fact. Sometimes that really is how it goes. Very infrequently. Not so much, oh, I can't see the runway being a common thing. Yes, I know it's saying landing gear, by the way. Okay, there we go. Now we have an actual clear view of this runway, and I've overshot my final turn. So I'm gonna get back on it. We're underneath the glide slope here. So we're just gonna fly level for a second until we intercept it. There it is. We're full flaps. Just a little bit of power. Gotta get over on that center line. Idle. Back to our regular view. And round out and flare. There it is. Full brakes, reverse thrust, max aerodynamic braking. There we are. That was our best one in a little while. What a coincidence. We get back into a smaller plane. Things start working better again. Yeah, there we go. 1,000,000 points. Oh, man. All right. Well, those were the easy ones. Now time for us to turn up the difficulty. So for all of these, I'm gonna say a C, a rating of a C, and I'll take it. Oh, geez, I just punched my microphone. We're gonna be aiming for 500,000 points, though, I think. Make sure that I'm not gonna punch my mic. There we are. Okay. Aspen. In a citation. Landing at 7840 AMSL. So we'll call it 7840 because that's what it is. We're in a twin jet, which means those levers need to go up. Runway 33. Final approach speed of 130, 160, 140, 130. And we have what looks like a 15 knot, or a 13 knot wind that is a decent portion of that as a crosswind. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so we're in a twin jet. Fly and save. Ready. Alright. Our controls have authority. We already have our gear down. It's a nice cockpit. Alright, so we're shooting for 160 knots on this portion of the descent. So we're going to keep the nose down, get us back to 160. Catch 160. Man, I have forgotten my field elevation already. It was 8,000 something. Make our left turn. And I'm going to open up a map off screen here so that I can actually see, because I don't have my GPS set up the way I want it in this plane. Alright, we're going to hold the nose up and slow down to 140 as we put in half flaps. A little more power so we can stay at 140. Now, in the real world, I could not fly visual through this cloud layer, but we're playing a video game right now, so we're just going to go visual right through this. I see a ridge in front of me, so I'm going to turn right. And my map that you guys can't see is telling me that the airport is just off my right here. And this is final. Oh, hey, guess what? We are high. Yep, that's a go-around. Positive rate, gear up. Positive rate, flaps coming out. And that's an aborted landing. Let's see, is it gonna penalize me, or can I Can I go around here properly? I think it's gonna let me go around. Cool. So we'll just turn. Stop that climb. We are getting too high. Getting too steep on that turn also. Alright, that's our crosswind. We are a lot higher than we need to be. I'm gonna let us descend here. Go ahead and make our downwind turn, and we're going to descend back down to, I'm going to put us at 10,500 feet. Because I know that my field elevation is somewhere around 8,500, and we're in a jet, so we're going to be 2,000 above field elevation. That's downwind. I'm gonna keep that nose down so we can get up to 10,000 or get down to 10,500 while we're idling. And we'll start to ease out of that descent now because we have a mountain in front of us. And put a little power back in. We'll go back to like 50% throttle for now because we're still wanting to descend just a little bit. Actually, we'll take that throttle out because I want to get down to 160 knots. Keep that nose down. 10,500 is what we're shooting for. 160 knots, 10,500. We're going much too fast. Go ahead and make our turn. Our base. Get half flaps in. That nose down. Don't want to initiate a climb just because we put some flaps in. Go gear down. Down to 140. That's where I want to be. And we'll go ahead and make our turn for final. Letting that nose come down more so we don't get too slow here. Still want to be at about 140 right now. Put in just a little power. And we're going to slow up our turn rate and let that nose drop more. Keep that 140, keep that 140. Bring that nose up just a little bit. Put our next notch flaps, full flaps. Keep that nose down. Keep that nose down. Confirming gear down. Looking for the runway. Runway's in sight, continuing. At 120 knots. A little power to keep us there. And there we go. We have the runway made. Going to idle, keeping it at 120 knots. Round out, and we will flare. We're floating, that's okay. Floating a lot, not great, not what I love. There we are. Oh, that's a bounce. Don't love that. We're gonna be redoing this one. Hey V, how you doing? What is up with me is we are flying some Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Because I've been itching to fly lately, but because of mechanical issues, I have not been able to. We can get 500,000 on this one. We're going to restart that. What's up with you? How you been? You been alright? That's good. Alright, let's double check. Gear down already. Just bounce the entire plane? Yeah, I did. Look, this is not the type of plane I fly in real life. They all handle a little bit differently, and I'm not very in tune with how a Cessna Citation handles. My forte is single-engine prop planes, not twin-engine commercial jets. Or business jets, excuse me, not commercial. Alright, half flaps. A little power in, keeping the nose down, looking for 160 knots. Just woke up and need to get to work. Oh my goodness, getting to work. Wait, what time zone are you in? You don't have to answer that. That was more of a rhetorical. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and slow up. We're gonna get full flaps. We're looking for 140. We're gonna turn right and try to spot the runway. I don't want to roll out of this turn too early. Now we're looking for 120 because we are closing in on the runway. I said we're closing in on the runway. Oh, we are very short of it right now. Man, this is so hard because they don't give you instrument setup, and this is definitely an instrument approach. You would never fly this visual. As you can see, you just don't have enough data to do it safely. Alright, let's see if we can not float so bad this time. Alright. Let's be on center line. Round out and nice little flare. We're long. We're very long. Why are we still flying at this point? There we go. Off center line again. It's so tough in the simulator to stay on center line. There's just something about it. I don't know what it is. But oh well. Plus 5.5 GMT. Dang. Alright, there we go. We're above 500,000. I'll take it. Well, I wish you good luck at work. Thanks for dropping in beforehand. Got anything to look forward to at work today? Doing anything fun? Ooh, Bugalaga, Indonesia in a Grand Caravan. Single engine turboprop. So I am gonna pull those. Actually, that one can stay. No, it can't. There we go. And there we go. I'm sure that's incredibly loud for you all. I'm very sorry. Alright, 6121. Oh, a teardrop entry. Okay. So I have a left-hand teardrop entry. We're going to be at 6121. And our final approach speed is 78 knots. V, do you ever get to fly general aviation? Have you ever had the chance to go up in a smaller plane or a business plane, anything like that? Single turboprop. Flight save. All right. Runway elevation 6121. Let me get my map up off screen. Looking for the airport off my left, if I recall. Oh, we're just passing. It's just on the right now. So we're going to start our teardrop. I'm going to put in first a notch of flaps. How much do we have? We only have 2 notches in this plane. So we'll go half flaps. We're going to gonna fly about 90 knots right now as we make this turn. Nice little descending turn. Now, the diagram showed a completely round approach. I'm not going to do that. There's no need to do that when we can do a squared off standard traffic pattern. So, we're just going to take it easy here. Although, I guess our base and our final are, both those turns are going to turn into the same thing because I've got a really short base set up right now. We're going to let our airspeed start to come down. And we'll put in our last notch of flaps. There's the airport right in front of us. We have rolled out too early. Figures. So we go back over to our right to get on center line. Getting a little fast. This is definitely not your typical approach given the runway upslope and the extremely short runway. We're going to try to just barely scoot this in over the trees. And we're looking for 78 knots. On this approach. It's also very hard to gauge what exactly is the runway here. There's like a light patch, and I don't know if that light patch is the intended direction of the runway, or if that's just some dirt. Generally, we don't want to land in dirt. Generally, we want to land on grass, at least. Alright, here we go. This is going to be a fun one. I've got that runway made idle. We're a little fast, but that's okay. We're going to bleed a lot of speed right here. And firm landing, because it's a crazy runway. And then we actually have to put some throttle back in so we don't roll back on our tail. And then it makes us wait, because it's waiting to see if we're going to crash it. 400,000. 400,000. What did it not like? Okay. We were long. I will totally give it that. The smoothness? I don't know how much smoothness you can ask for this kind of landing. And the ground roll, though, there is no center line. It is a dirt patch, but we'll fly it again. You know what? No, we won't. We're going to move on to the next one. We got a C. I'll take it. You do fly in a plane, but never been in the driver's seat? Not bad. When you say you fly in a plane, what I'm trying to ask is, have you ever gotten to fly in something smaller like any of these things that we're flying right now on some of these crazy rural remote airports? Like, do I fly myself? No. I mean, if you do, very cool. But no, I'm more of just asking because I love general aviation. It's so much fun, you know. Aviation gets such a bad rap because of airlines and having to deal with security and airports and all that, but general aviation is an absolute blast. So I'm always curious to see if people have had the chance. All right, our elevation is 6371. 6371. And we're in a TBM that is full throttling for some reason. You want to, but no, you haven't? Well, if you're interested in trying that sort of thing, the keyword that you're looking for to try to find access to it is called a discovery flight. You have some of those little planes here? Very cool. Very cool. I love small planes. They're a lot more fun. Alright, we are high. They didn't put our landing gear down for us this time. You know, hold the nose up, bleed some speed so we can get our flaps in. I'm gonna go full flaps already because we are higher than I want to be. And the airport is off to my right side right now. I'm gonna Go ahead and make my turn, get my power back in. I didn't pay attention to where we are right now. Was this Switzerland? Are we in the Swiss Alps right now? Is that what it said? Seeing lots of brick buildings on the ground, that makes me think Europe. Alright. We'll trim. A little bit of power in. 80 knots right now. I'm liking my sight picture here. I'm gonna go idle. And flare. Oh, a little early on the touchdown, but you know what? I'm pretty happy with that. Nope, nope, don't tilt back. There we go, that's what it was waiting for. That's why it doesn't just cancel or end the round immediately. Gotta put a bunch of throttle in while I hold the brakes. Alright, almost 1,000,000 points. I will take that all day long. Oh, man. Where was that? France. Okay. And now we return to Asia in Nepal. At Lukla. Landing altitude of 9,180. Wow. And a runway of under 2,000 feet. That's exciting flying right there. Alright, 9180. 9180. Final approach speed, 75 knots. 9180. I recall this one being hard to spot the last time I flew this. 9180. We are ready to fly. Do we have any flaps in already? Yes, they put us at half flaps to start. Very weird. They just pick different amounts of flaps to put you at, in different gear positions. They just change things up, and they don't warn you ahead of time. Alright, again, field elevation 9180. We are looking for a final approach speed in the high 70s with full flaps on. That trim did too much. Oh boy, there's a cloud in our way. Good. Maybe. Again, so many of these you would just... I guess this one maybe you only have the option of flying visual in real life. I don't know if this airport has the infrastructure in place to fly an instrument approach. Alright, that's full flaps. There's the airport just off the right side of my compass. We are 280 feet, 260 feet above the airfield right now. Getting a little slow. I'm gonna put in some throttle and keep the nose down. Again, just like that one we did in Indonesia a few minutes ago. Not a typical landing. Although this one we can make a little more typical. We can certainly fly a more normal landing here than we could for that dirt strip that was like under 1,000 feet long. Alright, I'm liking this. I'm liking this setup. Got a bit of a crosswind going on. Good thing I don't really have a good way to control my yaw in this setup. I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, we have it made. I'm gonna go idle. A round out and a flare. Get back over to the center line. And yet again, we're gonna put in the throttle so we don't roll back. He's gonna go off the track. Alright, over 500,000 on our first try. Yeah. Centerline control was not good there. That was pretty unacceptable centerline control. Landing precision though, under 200 feet, I'll take that all day long. And under 200 feet per minute on the smoothness. On a short runway like this at high altitude, again, I will take that all day long. Oh boy. Oh boy. It is like my worst enemy. This landing challenge specifically, I tried like 5 or 6 times over the weekend. Did not go well. Did not go well. I am not good at flying the Airbus. You want your pilot to have a smooth landing? Under 200 feet per minute for a landing like that is not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's not you wouldn't go, oh my gosh, I was so scared. You would go, oh, that was kind of a little bumpy. Okay, coming in, looking for a final approach speed of 140 knots. 7354 runway elevation. We're gonna switch to twin jet. What did I say? 6354 for that elevation? 7354. 7354. Let's go ahead and put in our first notch of flaps. We're a few miles out. It's a good time to do it. Buy us a ability to fly a little bit slower. Let's make sure our autopilot's off. And now this one's always hard for me because it
1,000.
are my throttles working? Yes, they are. Okay. Because you have to like go over this ridge and then dump speed at the last second, which that's a tough ask in a plane that I know how to fly. It's an extra tough ask in a jumbo jet like this that I don't know how to fly. Alright, let's get some more flaps in so we continue to slow down. Gonna peek over the top here. Make sure our gear are down. Bank here, because that runway is gonna sneak up on us. There it is. Full flaps. Full flaps and keep the nose down. Make sure we don't clip this mountain.
400. 300. 200.
A little power. That radar altimeter is lying to us about the elevation of this runway because we were near that other crap. I'm gonna put our airborne speed brakes in.
100. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Oh, that was a hard landing. That's a bounce. That's a bounce. I am not a jumbo jet pilot. I will never claim to be one until I get the proper training. That's what I mean. I want it such that if I'm holding a glass of water, it shouldn't spill out. I wouldn't let you have glass on that plane for that one. This one though, that was I'll admit that was bad. Let's redo that one. It's a short landing and I can do it better than that. Oh, they already had a lot of flaps in for us. Wow. You know what I'm gonna do after this stream? I am gonna do the airliner training missions in this game so I can finally learn how to fly this dang Airbus. Could do the Takumi Cup Challenge. Yeah, we're doing Initial D Airbus. Alright. I think it was a little early on the full flaps there, but I'm not going to take them out now. I'm just going to use the throttle and the pitch to control the airspeed. Yeah, exactly, Initial D. It would help for sure. I don't know, does it help? Like with the drifting, I get it because you can see it like gently starting to slosh. In the airplane, it's all going to be pretty gentle until we touch the ground.
500.
Again, this thing is not being truthful about our altitude because we're going over a ridge. All right.
200. 100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
That was better. No, it wasn't. I bounced. Man. I knew it was still kind of a cratering, but like... I was much more controlled there. I thought I didn't bounce. Centerline control was a lot better, though. Yeah, there we go. That was better. Over 500,000. Still not good, but, you know. Now for a fun one. Going to Saba. Or excuse me, Saba. I just watched a video about this place. Part of the Caribbean Netherlands. It's like kind of an independent country, but also still part of the Netherlands. It used to be part of the Netherlands Antilles. Much like Sint Maarten. But has since become its own thing. Alright, so we're in a twin turboprop. First pilot to actually drift the planes. Alright. So in the twin turboprop, I'm remembering which controls I have set up for different things so that I don't biff it again. Yep, got both throttles mapped to the same one. Landing gear going down, landing deer. And we're gonna go to approach flaps to start slowing down. Keep that nose down a little. You guys are gonna see why this is a legendary runway. It's gorgeous because you're landing on this beautiful island in the Caribbean. But B, it's also like the shortest I think it's the shortest commercial commercial runway in the world. Biff it, as in to screw up. We say that a lot in climbing. When you screw up and come off the wall unexpectedly, you biff it. Alright. I'm gonna go to idle. Start letting that nose come down. There's our runway coming into view right there. So we'll go ahead and turn. We're gonna go full flaps. Little glitch, love that. I'm really surprised with how well everything's running. Given that we're streaming and animating my model on the fly. Double checking gear down. Double checking full flaps. Props are at idle. This is another one where you should not expect a smooth landing here, but the simulator is going to ask us to do it anyways. Gotta get on the ground. Are we gonna stop in time? Yes, we are. All right, we overran. Oh, we're tipping backwards. It calls that a did not land? That's ridiculous. Whiffing it in first-person shooters, I'm familiar. I'm familiar with the term. Alright, let's try that again. So we came in too fast was our problem there. We floated too much. We really got to be right on the verge of a stall as we come down here. So let's lower our airspeed from the get-go. We're going to go ahead and put in our first notch of flaps. Go halfway with them. Must whiff a lot myself. Yes, I do. I whiff a lot when I play first-person shooters. I am by no means a pro. Alright, there's a runway right there. 1,000 feet above the water, which means we're about 900 feet above the runway here. Maybe a little more than that. Going right into a cloud. Love it. We're gonna trim so I can let pressure off my yoke. Still be bleeding speed. I started that turn too early. I tend to have that problem in the simulator. It's kind of hard to tell exactly when to start the turn. Alright, full flaps, gear down. Going to idle. Still a little early on that turn for final. Little trim up. 500. Peek over the edge. This is good. This is good. We're coming in. Nice stabilized 95 knots. A little more power so we don't undershoot. And take the power right back out. Right back out. Don't want to overshoot. This is a very precise landing. Flare. And we have overshot. So we're just going to go around. Just going to be safe. Not going to try to land it like we did last time. Yeah, I figured it would cancel us. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. It's only 977 feet long. You do not have a lot of room to play with on this. You saw we were coming up just a little short, and just that one little bit. Just that one little bit of power added back in. I let it stay in for about, I don't know, 1 second too long? Half a second too long? Very challenging landing. There we go, get back in our descent. My trim wheel did its usual thing where it freaks out and applies way more than you ask it to when you first touch it, and then it starts behaving normally again. Alright, we're in approach flaps. We're going to resist the urge to turn too early for final. Although we are flying straight into a cloud, so we need to avoid that, because that's dangerous. Alright, so we avoided the cloud, but it does mean that we are not on an ideal base anymore, nor are we on an ideal final. So we are going to skirt the cloud to our right here. Keep turning right a little bit. Start slowing down, put that last notch of flaps in. We're at landing configuration, gear down, double check. And we are going to try to teeter this thing right on the edge of a stall, so that when we get there, we can just plan it without having to slam it. Getting on center line right now. 500 above on final, that's right where I want to be. 500 on a short final, that is ideal. Problem is, this runway is not at sea level. It's on like 100-ish. So we're actually a little lower than I want to be. Gonna look up here, keep an eye on that airspeed. Keeping an eye on that airspeed. Don't want to get too fast here. I'll let that nose come down. Not too much, not too much. Not too much. Get down. Very, very firm landing. Not a good landing. Not a good landing at all. Well, not a great landing. It's the airplane, what, my real one, or the game? This is probably one of the toughest all night. Oh, 100,000. 100,000, but it's already 10 p.m. and we have some other crazy ones to do, so we're gonna move on. Like Saint Barthélemy in the French Antilles. Oh, possibly even more crazy. Landing to make. Alright, ready to fly. We gotta switch over to single engine turboprop. There we go. I do appreciate that it gives you no recommendation about what power setting to start at, anything. We can't put our landing gear down yet because we're too fast. We gotta slow down. We'll slow down, we'll go idle, put our nose up, and there, now we're slow enough. We can go approach flaps, landing gear down, start making our turn for final. There's a rock right there that I'm pointing at. You guys can't see me pointing. So we're gonna fly around that rock and then point ourselves at the next one here. And yes, that is the actual official guideline from this airport, is they tell you to fly based on those rocks. Oh, there's a cruise ship. That's cool. I've never noticed that before. Fly, you want to go on a cruise? Oh, we are getting much too fast. Thank you for the bonk, Fly. It's still not visible, but I can hear it, and that's what counts. Now, here's the other fun part of this one. A cruise ship, you say? I got Fly's attention. Here's the other fun part of this one. Basically, can't see it until we get over this ridge, so I'm gonna keep peeking over here. I still have not figured out what visual landmark to look at for this. I think this road is it. Like, I need to come here to the left and then make a turn back to the right, and I have put too much power in there. Yep, there's the runway. There it is. So we're gonna do a little bit of a slip here.
Sync rate.
Yep, I want some sync rate. That's exactly what I want.
Pull up.
Absolutely crazy approach you have to fly for this airport. We are definitely long, but we can still land it safe. Alright, I'm gonna guess we got 300,000 on that one. I'm gonna think it says we're long. Oh, 500. Alright, I'll take it. Oh, I missed my high score by 1,300 points. Dang. Not bad. Alright, our last one for the Epic group. It's another Airbus. My favorite. Alright. Runway elevation 3,300 feet. Runway 02. We gotta switch over to twin jet. Controls options. Twin jet. There we go. Apply and save. Yes. Ready to fly. We're gonna look down and see what settings they have us at. They have us at full flaps right from the start. Okay. Are our landing gear down yet? Yes, they are. Double check the button press. Our throttles are in the auto throttle position. I'm just not going to touch them right now. And I'm just going to pull up my VFR map off the side. We're going to climb right now. That's not what we want. We want to be in a descent. I am looking for the runway. The runway is somewhere over in this general direction. There's a lot of crap over there. I cannot see the runway.
1,000.
I'm gonna go ahead and start my turn for final.
500.
It was very weird to be flying over these mountains like this.
500. 400. 300.
I think I'm turning too sharply. Need a little more power. Getting lower than I want to be. Still looking for the airport. Should be coming into view from the left side any moment now. Actually, oh, there it is. Hey, that's not good.
1,000.
Okay, well, this is gonna be interesting. We are fast.
1,000.
This is insanity. I would never try to make this landing like this in real life. But you know what? It's a simulator. We can be silly. Thrust set to idle. Airborne. Speed brakes are set to airborne.
400.
Detent. We might actually make a safe-ish landing here.
200.
I would not call this approach safe in the slightest.
100. 60. 50.
Oh, I don't have enough authority.
25.
Yep, that's what I figured. This is terrible. God, I suck with the Airbus. I mean, I doubly suck when I don't know where the airport is for restarting this. Hi, Spooty Man. What's going on here is my plane that I fly in real life is stuck in the shop, and I've been craving to fly. So we're flying all the landing challenges in Flight Simulator 2020. And let me tell you, they're really hard. A lot of these are really hard. Part of that's because a lot of them are in planes that I have no business flying. Like this A320neo that we're in right now. But I'm trying anyways. No, I don't own the plane personally. I'm a co-owner of a plane. And while I'm not gonna flat out say anything about my economic status, it costs me about the same as having a second car. I think a lot of people don't realize how accessible aviation can be with the right strategies. It is certainly not cheap. I'm not going to stand here and say that it's cheap or what I would call affordable. I don't think having a second car is ever affordable, but unless you're absolutely killing it. But, you know, I'm an engineer. I do okay. So I can afford, especially because my my car is paid off. So it's kind of like I just have a car payment, really, more than anything. Okay, we are high and fast yet again. I have spotted the airport late yet again. Hey man, like I said, it's more within reach than most people realize.
1,000.
You want to do it, and you save up, and you meet the right people. It's totally possible for plenty of people. My day has been okay. I got bad news about that said airplane today as far as cost of some repairs. Hence why I'm flying a simulator right now.
200.
This is an insane way to do this.
100. 60, 50, 40, 30,
Come on.
20.
Land.
Retard.
Land. There we go. Man, the Airbus is so tough. Gonna crash? No. It's weird to fly this Airbus with a yoke, because you end up, especially in this simulator, because for some reason it ends up flying more like a Boeing, which is not what, that's kind of antithetical to their whole point, but oh well. How's your day been, though? Also, I'll take the 500,000. I've never gotten, I mean, as you guys saw, I've never successfully done that one before. Ooh, Donegal. Donegal, did that say Ireland? Was that where it was? Yeah, Ireland, cool. All right, we're gonna be flying a Bonanza. Runway elevation of 102 feet at 210 magnetic, 79 knot final approach speed. We are now into the high winds section, so I hope you guys are ready to watch me screw up a bunch. All of these are like higher winds than I would ever want to fly these planes in, so things don't always go great. Hectic, very special girlfriend keeps asking if I love her. Well, just keep telling her you love her. Seems like it's pretty straightforward. But aside from that, day's good. Well, that's good. Oh boy, you can see how much that thing is shaking already. All right. I have my map open. Okay, good. Gear down. We're a little fast for that. Gonna keep our nose up. We're also a little fast for that first notch of flaps, but it's a simulator. I'm gonna put it in. We're only a couple knots over. Oh, we have overshot our turn for final here. Let's clean this up. So we have a ridiculous wind going on right now. I think it's at 21 knots or something like that, and a decent chunk of that is a crosswind component. Oh my goodness. And my game is getting laggy. Oh, jeez, this is insane. Alright, we're landing with only half flaps. On a windy day, we want to land fast. We don't want to be in a normal landing configuration. Holy moly. I am not jerking it around like this. This is the wind blowing me around like that. Alright, we have the runway made, going to idle. Come on, baby. Oh, nice little relief from the gusts, maybe. Oh, that's what tends to happen when it's really windy. No, my lord. I hit the wrong button. I keep hitting the wrong button. I keep hitting my... I meant to hit my brakes and I hit my rudder there instead. I drifted the plane. My name is Takumi. Alright, it gave me over 500,000. I'm taking it. We're not flying that one again. We're aiming just to make a safe landing. with these ones. And we're back to the Airbus at Madeira. Lovely, lovely Madeira. Maybe the most consistently challenging, from a weather standpoint, commercial airport in the world. You get a big gust of wind coming down those mountains, and it combines with wind from the ocean. It's great. It's great. Oh, and we're doing it at night. Okay. Okay, cool. Love it. Thanks, Microsoft. Twin jet, apply. Ready to fly. Alright, what's our configuration right now? We're at almost full flaps. We're not going to go all the way full probably because it's really windy. Do we have landing gear down already? No, we don't. Okay. Get my map so I know where I'm going. Okay, so right now, not too bad. This is not bad at all. Oh, I can already see us starting to drift. Alright. Tough for me to put the runway on screen for you guys right now just because of where it is. I'm gonna go ahead and start that turn. Nice and gentle. A little power to make sure we don't stall out on the approach here. My throttle's just screwed up because it was the first time I touched the control. Oh, yep, there comes the wind. Very gusty. If you guys look at the bottom middle of the screen on the left side of the display in the cockpit, you'll see a number there, like a little slider that right now is reading about 160. And now it's at 150, and now it's back at 160, 150. So that's not me doing that, that's the wind. Fantastic. I'm gonna go gear down. This is atrocious. If you want to watch some really crazy airplane landings, do yourself a favor, Google Madeira Airport high wind landing, and sit back and enjoy the show.
1,000.
How are we doing on airspeed? A little fast, but better to be a little fast than a little slow in this scenario. Ooh, big gust of wind there. And the wind just dropped out on us. Alright, we're going to idle. A little scary to do. Actually, we should keep them spooled just a little bit.
1,000.
Above the glide slope, you guys can see the crazy crab angle that I'm flying this at right now. Facing a good, what, 10 degrees left of the runway? 15, maybe? Alright. There's the runway made.
400.
Going to idle. Please no wind shear.
200.
Keep that nose up.
430.
Oh, not great. Again. We had big wind shear right at the end. Also, I suck in the Airbus. That's well established. I don't know if they're going to accept that landing because we landed short of the actual runway threshold. That was not good. $700. Your score was 700 out of 2 million. But still, see, didn't crash. Let's try that one again. Okay, so we cut power just a little bit early. Cut power just a little bit too early there. Gotta remember, better to be long than to be short. Don't want to get overspeed. Keep the runway off our side like we should. Want to quit climbing. I don't want to get in a super steep descent either. Go ahead and make our turn. Oh, that's not what I want. There we go. That's what I want. Alright, again, I wish I could show you guys all three screens while we're doing this so you can see what I see, but there's the runway coming into view right now. This is a much better approach to start with. Trim that nose down a little bit. Gonna get our crab angle put in. We are getting too fast. Take the power out and recover any necessary airspeed by pointing the nose down. Still have the engines spooled. They're not all the way at idle. So we can apply them if necessary. We start to get a little too much on the sink rate, which I'm worried we are getting too steep of a descent here, because we're looking like we're about 1,800 foot per minute descent. Hi, Icy Yet 1. Power for airspeed, pitch for altitude. No. Very good one. Very good joke. I see someone else has studied a little bit. How you doing, Icy? Very nice to meet you. My name's Fuji. I'm a normally I'm just a regular variety streamer. I've never done flight sim on stream before. We play all sorts of different games like shooters and almost visual novel-esque things like Coffee Talk. I just realized I have full speed brakes in. We're gonna get rid of those. I don't think it was actually doing them. And again, I hate these landing challenges because sometimes they put your gear down without needing you to do it, and sometimes they leave it to you. There we go. Gear down. This time we're not going to pull power early. We're going to do safer landing, land a little long.
100,
Big wind shear.
60, 40, 30, 20, retime.
Oh, not good. Dude, why is there wind shear at the last second every time? Oh, this is horrific. No, this would be a go around. I wouldn't have actually landed that in real life. I just want to see what score it gives me. Not a joke. These jets aren't the same as GA aircraft. Oh, well, wonderful to know that. Thank you. Yeah, I know that Airbus has like some sort of smart system where it interprets your inputs and then makes decisions based on that. Yeah, we're going to redo that. That sucked. Very good to know. Yeah, I haven't done the airliner training for the simulator, so I kind of have no idea what I'm doing in the Airbus. But we've been having a lot of fun with the GA aircraft. Other than trying to land at Saba, which is usually my favorite landing challenge to do, but I've really been struggling with Saba today. Alright. Make sure we have no speed brake in. We're in the auto throttle. Cool. So we have our... I guess our airspeed's pretty much just set at 160. If I move that... Oh, yeah, I guess I do... Yeah, I see that. Okay, very interesting. What about you, Icy? Do you fly in real life? You a sim guy? Or gal? Just a big aviation fan in general? Maybe you don't fly at all? Are you ATP? Who knows? Maybe you're my instructor's girlfriend and you fly commercially. And I'm making a big old fool of myself. You're working on CFI? Very nice. Oh boy, I keep hitting buttons I don't mean to and changing my view. I'm working on instrument and commercial at the moment. But the plane that I fly is stuck. Gosh dang it, I keep hitting these hat switches. Is stuck at annual. Holy crap, man. I am so bad with this freaking Airbus. This is horrendous. Yeah, it's stuck in annual. And previously I would have said fortunately it is a plane that I co-own, but right now I'm thinking unfortunately it's a plane that I co-own because it means that I don't want to go spend money on a rental in the meantime.
1,000.
But yeah, we sent it in and they found some issues and they are... It's our first annual with this aircraft. And it's not a great one, I'm gonna be honest. Found some issues. We've got... I gotta remember, there's a big wind shear. They've scripted in a big wind shear here at the end. So I gotta stay high. I gotta be high enough that when that wind shear kicks in, I don't plummet all the way to the ground. But yeah, it's the... that annual is looking like it's going to cost 5 times what we expected it to. And going into the annual, the mechanic already knew about like some of the squawks that needed to be taken care of. He knew some little minor things that needed attention. Oh hey, yet again, I always forget this landing challenge. They don't put your gear down for you. So kind of them. So kind of them on this one.
400.
Like the hardest Airbus one to make you do it yourself.
100.
Alright. I don't care that we've overflown the touchdown point. We're just going for a smooth, safe landing.
40. 30. 20. Retard 5.
Bit off center line. Not my best work in the Airbus, but certainly not my worst in the Airbus. Alright, welcome to Madeira, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the ride. I'll take it. Over 100,000 on Madeira, I will take. We would not take that on hardly anything else. Oh my gosh. Oh, my goodness. I have 2 more jet ones in front of me. Gibraltar. Great. Instrument was the hardest for you? I'm just getting started with my instrument training, so I'll see how it feels for me. I have a decent bit of confidence because I've always been good at book learning and kind of working my way through processes, so I'm fingers crossed that I don't find it too difficult. Okay. We're at 3,600 feet. Our airport is around here somewhere. Gotta spot it. It's on the outcropping of Gibraltar. I don't know why I'm leveling off already. That doesn't make any sense. I'm more of just testing out the system. Okay, so I can put us on a nice 3-degree descent, roughly. Maybe more like 5 right now while we're getting in there. Where is the runway here? Oh my god, please look to the right. I think, oh my goodness, this thing is freaking out. I think I have the runway in sight here. Let's see, what kind of flap situation do they have me in? They already have me at full, very interesting. Gear are already down. See, this is what I mean. Madeira, they're like, gears up, idiot, deal with it. But here at Gibraltar, put it down for me. Why? There's my runway. Very nice. Holy cow, that wind. That's very cool, Icy. What are you planning to instruct in? Do you know? You gonna fly in a... You gonna do Cessnas for instruction, or you wanna fly low wing? And if you don't mind me asking, can I ask what market you're instructing in? Because I'd be curious to know if maybe I could hire you to be my instructor someday for when I get to commercial. Which was supposed to be at the end of the year, but is not looking like it will happen this year. Alright. I have no idea if the Airbus recommends, or if Airbus recommends that you land with full flaps in windy conditions. I guess they do, because the game has set me in full flaps from the start. Double checking gears down. We are high.
1,000.
Take some power out because we're all so fast. Take more power out. Go all the way to idle. I'm just waiting for a huge gust.
500. 400. 300. 200.
Man, I'm high the whole way in here.
100.
I'm gonna slam right through that, aren't I?
20. Retard.
Oh, I keep bouncing this damn Airbus. I'm gonna guess they give us 100,000 for that. If they give us 100,000, I'm taking it. I'm moving on. Tired of flying Airbuses. I want to go back to flying fun stuff. All right, 200,000. Honestly, you want to try landing a job as a jump pilot? You're just doing CFI to get it out of the way. Oh, okay. Well, having the CFI is from my friends who are a good bit further ahead of me in the process, who are, you know, at the roundabout 1,500 hour mark. Having the CFI under the belt seems to do a lot for you. Companies seem to like it, but especially the big thing is whether or not it's actually an advantage while interviewing. I didn't know this until, I don't know, about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago I learned that a lot of companies pay you like an extra decent bit if you have your CFI. I had a friend who was looking at Northern Jet. I don't think it ended up working out for him. I think he's doing something different now. But it was like a 10% raise for having your CFI. Oh shoot, we are in a 747. I gotta change control schemes. And I gotta change my knobs on here. Alright. Switch over to jet quad. Man, I wish... Did that save? No, it didn't. Why is that not saving? There we go. Alright, landing the Queen of the Skies. Field elevation of 1,900 feet. And we're at 3,400 right now. Let's see, what flaps do they have us at? None. Okay, very interesting. Let's go gear down. Again, no idea what airspeed going gear down is appropriate. It had a yeah, I've already given it the gear down command. It's just taking a while. No idea what airspeed it's supposed to... Oh, it's doing that glitch again where it doesn't listen to my yoke input. It does the wrong way. This is kind of a botched landing already. It was fighting me on the controls so long. I was waiting for it to resolve that. This is definitely a go around in real life, but let's see if we can pull it off in the simulator for fun. That's cool that you want to be a jump pilot. Here they get a ton of hours. You also make a ton of landings, I guess. Alright, we're way fast here. I have full flaps and the allowable speed brakes already out. Okay, maybe we're not that fast. A little bit. Okay, you know what? I've made worse landings in the 747 than that. Did I crater it? Absolutely. But the mains were, like, on center line, at least for the touchdown. We immediately veered off, but, you know. Again, I'm not qualified to fly this plane. Instruction can be great, but it can also be bad, just because of the sole fact that CFIs don't really fly the plane. That's smooth, what are you talking about? Yeah, look at that. They rated me 160,000. That's got to be good, right? Don't look at the score that it's out of. Don't look at the score that it's out of. But yeah, exactly. They like the certification so that they know that you know what you need to know. And they like a little bit of time, certainly, as an instructor, from what I hear, because they want to know that you've got the practical experience. But then they, you know, you don't need 1,200 hours as an instructor to get the benefits of having been an instructor for a little while. Oh boy. I have never done this one successfully. I've tried this one maybe 5 times. It is such an insane, just absolutely insane landing that I would not land in this direction. It's a pure crosswind, so I don't know why I wouldn't come in from the side that doesn't have an obstacle. But okay, we're in a 172. It's a single basic. I'm right at home. Why do I have no engine authority? Controls options. V1F single basic, yes. Everything is plugged in. Oh, it's because my throttle is... my secondary throttle was turned down. I bet that was the problem. Yep, that was it. It's weird that that one overrides the other. Should be the other way around. Oh, that's a great crosswind. That's a 20-mile-an-hour crosswind. I love it. Okay. So I'm going to keep it at 85-ish for the downwind leg. I don't even know. In this kind of wind, I have no idea what a good downwind is. I mean, I guess you always want to fly about the same, right? So I guess normally I'd fly the downwind at like a 90. But... alright, we're going to start that descent. Look at that first notch of flaps. Oh yeah. This might be a way worse scenario to be in, but boy do I find flying a 172 so much easier than flying any of those big jumbo jets. Okay, 80. That second notch of flaps. Gonna push down more towards like 70. Oh, that's a lot of wind. That is a huge wind shear. Oh my gosh, that's an insane wind shear. We're in a 20-knot gusting headwind right now. Terrifying. This is insanity. Oh, come on. Sit. Sit, please sit. Come on, come on. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. We're super long. Just turning it so we don't run into the building. I don't think it's going to even give us a score for that. 4,500. Not great. Let's do that one more time. Yeah, exactly. A little bit of instruction. High pass rate with the instruction. Looks great. Alright, let's try that again. So what did I learn? I need to stay... I need to lengthen my final. Much too... I mean, there was no length to that final. That was horrific. That was a tragedy. Oh my gosh, the gusting wind. But yeah, it's cool to talk to another pilot, I see. It's nice to... You know, I love my audience. We have lots of things to talk about during most streams that I have, but I will say, for this one, I feel a little bad for them, because I realize this is probably not something they're super interested in. But, I don't know, I just wanted to get on and play some flight sim. Alright, we're under 110, so I can get that first notch of flaps in. Go down to 10 degrees of flaps. We're gonna lengthen this out. And oh my goodness. I'm stalling. I'm gonna stall into the trees. Please no. Okay. 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 This is horrific. Why would you ever fly? Why would you ever try to land on this side of this airport with a 20-knot crosswind? This is the obstructed side of the freaking airport. This is a horrible idea. Okay. In our base turn, very weird angle to deal with the crosswind. Alright, now we're gonna go idle. Screw it, I know I'm fast, I'm gonna put in that third notch of flaps, and we are gonna do a huge slip. That did not work right. Oh my goodness, this controller is not great. Oh, we're so fast, I'm going around. I'm not gonna make another crappy landing here. Alright, that's positive rate. We can go up to 10 degrees of flaps. Pitching out at 80. Slip of doom. Dude, that went so wrong. It was like a huge gust came in right as I tried to do that, and it just about flipped me over. Alright, let's try this again. Airspeed's gonna like plummet here as I make this turn, because we're gonna get a 20-knot tailwind. What do you bet? Yep. Yep. I mean, I am climbing, but whoa, I'm not climbing that hard. Okay, we're in a weird position right now. Gonna have a very long base leg. But that's okay. Under 110, can put in 10 degrees of flaps. But yeah, I think we might play some more Flight Simulator in the near future, so if you're interested in that, I will be so bold as to ask for the follow. But you definitely don't have to. This platform is chock full of people vying for your attention, and even if Flight Simulator is your thing, there's probably better channels to be watching, I'm gonna be honest. But yes, just want to put it out there. It is free. Alright, we're at 1,000 feet, roughly. Our runway is almost at sea level. We're high for a normal base turn, but this is not a normal base turn. Or a base leg, excuse me. Okay, this is kind of stabilizing. I'm worried that the headwind is going to drop out at any minute. And I'm not going to turn out early, because we keep getting blown off course by turning out early. Now I'm going to turn, and we're going to full flaps. We're going to plummet like a rock. I'm going to put the upwind wing down this time. Maybe? No, we're still too fast, dude. How are you supposed to do this? This is an insane landing. I'm gonna make right traffic. Maybe that'll do better. I'm gonna go right of this mountain in front of us. See if the approach is a little... Oh, come on. Don't stall. Don't stall now. Yeah, maybe this is why they don't have you do right traffic. This is terrible. This is terrible. Good lord, this wind. Oh my goodness. I can't, like, climb. The wind is so insane. I'm stalling out at 80 knots. That doesn't make any sense. Stop stalling. I'm at full throttle and I'm going 65 knots. And I'm hardly climbing. Well, it says I'm climbing 1,000 feet, or 1,500 feet a minute, but I doubt that strongly. Alright, you know what I'm gonna do? We're just gonna do a really long straight in. I think that's the smartest way to do this. Okay, huge wind gust. We've actually been, it looks like,
500.
blown so far off course that I need to make a left turn. The crosswind is so strong. I need to make a left turn to get back. Come on. Okay. A nice long straight in. Not like the asinine maneuver that they're suggesting you do. You go full flaps right off the bat. Man, I wish I could use my right rudder and keep my hand on the throttle with this controller, but I cannot.
500.
God lord. The wind is killing me. Quite literally killing me, probably. Alright, well, this is way faster than the last landing I did, but if I can get this on the ground safely, I'm going to consider it a win, and we will just move on. I don't even care if it says we, like, overfly the runway. Nope, can't do it.
Stall.
Through the trees. Expertly done. Go around number 3. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to land the other direction. I'm going to land the safer direction. I'm not going to be stupid like Microsoft wants me to be. I'm not set up for it, is the problem. I just tried to do an impossible turn. That's, of course, a bad idea. But yeah. We're gonna land the wrong way. I don't care. I don't care that it's not gonna like that. It's the smarter way to land this one. See, look at this. I don't have a mountain in my way. I am fast. But you know, that might play into our advantage because it might have me touch down, like, really close to where it wants me to. Oh my gosh, this might actually work. Although it might be smart enough to know that I'm not landing on the technically designated runway because I'm facing the wrong way. Oh, it's too short. Yeah, okay, yeah. Alright, we're not doing that. That is a waste of time. You would never do that landing. That is so unsafe. I'd much rather fly the DAR. Fly the TBM. A scenario that you might actually fly. 16 knot winds in a very nice turboprop, rather than a 20 knot crosswind onto a dirt field in a 172. Alright, everything's working. They have us at approach flaps already. I like it. Flew this one the other day. And, wasn't too bad. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Alright, we're at approach flaps though, which means we need to slow down a little bit. Keep that nose up. Make sure our gear down. Yep, 3 green. And I believe we're landing on... Should have paid more attention. What state do I train in? Do I see a lot of crop dusters? No. I see a lot of coastline when I go on cross countries. Let's put it that way. Actually, I'm not abashed about it. I train in Florida. It is no secret to my channel that I live in Florida. I'm not going to tell you my home address, but I am in the Sunshine State, which is a misnomer of a name. We get a huge amount of rain here. For some reason, we are the global capital of flight training because people think we have great weather and they think that they're going to be able to come get a ton of hours every single day, and then they move here and they find out that, oh no, actually it's really windy and really rainy a lot. Speaking of really windy, this is I'm starting to feel the wind here a little bit. Alright, we got quite a bit of speed to bleed off. Yes, autopilot off. Decent little crosswinds. Not horrific in this plane, though. It's more of just kind of swinging me around a little bit. The main problem here is that I just didn't line up for a clean final.
500.
Alright, full flaps, gear down. And we're idle at this point because we have 20 knots to bleed off. And we're only... Oh, there's a big wind shear. Get back on center line. Get back on center line. Alright, that was our best landing in a while. I mean, it was our first landing in a while also, but not too bad. Ooh, Arizona, you know my pain with the summer. You know my pain. I was out in Utah about this time last year. It was my first time in a desert summer, and I have to say, hot, but not... Actually, kind of pretty different than our hot. I heard people, you know, of course you hear everyone, oh, dry hot, and I was like, what does that really mean? Oh. I know a dry heat is a little better than a wet heat, but like, is it that much difference? Turns out, pretty big difference. Yeah, I'm sure sitting on the, or like anytime you've got the sun directly coming into the cabin must be horrific, but at least sweating works. That's our big challenge here in Florida. Sweating doesn't work in the summer. It's already 100% humidity. So our number is lower. Our temperature is lower, but unfortunately it's harder for us to cool down, I guess. So, I don't know. I'm not one of those, oh, it's hotter where I live people, because everybody is that way and it's stupid, but different. A little bit different. All right, we're back in a jet twin jet. All speed flaps up 105. It'd be really cool if they would give me the elevation. 1,160 for the elevation. All right. 1,160 for the elevation. I didn't even look to see where we are. We're in Queensland? Is that what it said? We're in Australia? 100% better than a wet heat? Yeah. Yeah, I gotta be honest, while I was out there, I was feeling a little jealous. Now, I will say, y'all are usually at a lot higher altitudes, right? So even though you have lower humidity, your DA still ends up being pretty high up there, yeah? Like, what's a typical summer DA at your airport that you fly out of? Also, do they have our gear down? Yes, they do. Do they have our flaps engaged? No, they do not. Okay. 1,400 above right now. You know, as much as I suck flying the Airbus and the Boeings, the business jets I do okay with. 2,000, not so much worried about the heat, but the thermals are no joke. Oh my gosh, dude, thermals are horrific here too. Oh my goodness, I was flying... I don't remember when last year, what exactly we were doing, like where we were going. Oh, you know what? No, it was during my Czech ride. In December. It was like a warmer day in December. And we were flying along and we hit a thermal that lifted me 100 feet in like 2 seconds. During a phase where I was like, you know, of course, having to stay within some ACS altitude restriction that was about 100 feet, and luckily I was like, I don't know, 20 feet low at the start of it. It was insanity. Alright, gear down. I'm gonna put in half flaps. Does this have half or thirds? It has half, okay. Oh hey, instrument conditions, cool. Love that. There we go, now I can see it again. Start slowing up, we're high. We go idle. Again, I love that like a third of the landing challenges are like, hey, fly a VFR approach in instrument conditions. Fly through a cloud layer with without using the ILS. You'll figure it out. Oh, and do it in, like, gusting 20-knot winds. Like right now. Alright. Cruising it in. As long as we don't get some huge wind gust right at the last second here. This is gonna be an okay one. We floated a little. And we're definitely off center line, but... you know what? Yet again, not rated for this jet. I'll take it. That's a C on that one. But yeah, we'll have, between the heat and the humidity here, even though our actual field elevation will be like 50 feet, we'll have DA at like 3,800. Alright, how did we do? I didn't even look. 340,000. Again, I was saying, for these high wind ones, I'm taking 100,000 all day long. Oh boy. A 152 at Sedona. 4830. What are our conditions? Don't see it listed. I guess it'll tell us when we get it booted up. I remember this one. I've flown this one before. I remember it being absolutely insane. I just looked down at my iPad and remembered that I'm VTubing right now. For some reason, my mind was like, oh, you're playing Flight Simulator. You're not running a camera of any sort at the moment. Not true. Alright. 40 knot... oh wait, no, that's our stall speed. 20 knot winds. At 250... I didn't even see what runway heading we are. Hold on. I'm gonna zoom out and find our runway heading. Please. Please let me click on it. It's not letting me click on it. It's so weird. I guess it's telling me just fly the plane. Don't worry about calculating the exact crosswind. 2-1. Okay. Runway 2-1. And now I've forgotten the heading of the freaking wind. So it didn't matter anyway. $4783 for touchdown. And we are, wow, we are really high. Your airport has a huge highway in front of it, which produces crazy thermal. It would be level with power idle and full slip. Yeah, our on one of our runways, there's a big there's a highway and then a lake. And then the runway. So you go from really hot to really cold, back to really hot, and it rocks you. It's a lot. Alright. We're gonna do our first notch of flaps. 10 degrees. 10 degrees. We're gonna keep it a little fast because we're in such windy conditions. Runway just off my left there. We're high, but again, want to keep it a little high just in case we get a big wind shear, because I think that's what they have scripted into this. Get that second notch of flaps. Airport's coming into view on the main screen. This would be a fun stream to do wearing a GoPro, so that people could see all 3 screens. Then again, I guess that would be even worse than just streaming all 3 screens. But as like a secondary cam. Okay. Gonna leave it at just 20 degrees of flaps so that we are less prone to the wind causing us a problem. Oh, the wind is dropping out on us. Holy moly. That was an absolute loss of any sort of lift. We just felt like a rock there. I am not giving that Pappy any mind. That thing is worthless to me right now with all this wind. Oh, you've been here a couple times? Nice. Is it really this bad? Have you flown here during 20 knot pure crosswind in a 152? Alright. Idle. Idle, idle, idle. Come on, little 152. Sit down. Oh, that might be one of our best landings of the night, other than the fact that we're long, but I don't care. We just landed a 152 and a 20 knot crosswind. That's a win. That is a win in my book. Not a 152, but it's been pretty crazy. Hey, a new high score for me on that one. 1.14 million. Thank you, trusty steed. Oh my goodness. That was a lot of fun. I've never sat down and played all 30 or no, 24. I've never sat down and played all 24 landing challenges in one go, but that was a great way to spend 2.5 hours. Thank you, Icy. Do you stream at all, Icy, or are you mostly a viewer here on Twitch? Go back to our main menu. We're gonna do a silly landing challenge to finish the night. We're gonna land in a lake north of Orlando. That every time I visit this lake, I think to myself, it would be really cool to land a seaplane here, but probably really dangerous. Departure. No, I don't want to be in 5,000 feet. Let me set that as arrival. No, why are you putting me in 5,000 feet? Don't put me in 5,000 feet. I want to be like 1,500 feet. Arrival? You know what? I'm going to put that as arrival. Again, don't know why it's putting me so high. Let's make it daytime. Presets. Yeah, let's do evening. It'll be really pretty. Evening, like 7. Sunset should be at like 8:20ish. And let's do it in... The Icon does not land nicely in water in this game. Do we have a Cessna on floats? Viking Air. Ah, there we go. 172 on floats. Let's do that. Alright. We'll put this over here as our departure. I would really rather... Okay, yeah, there we go. Departure 1,500 feet. You're usually never watching Twitch, but you're procrastinating from studying for this check ride coming up. Oh, man. Don't procrastinate too much. It's your future. It's your future. Are you, let's see, you're out in Arizona. Are you, at the academy out there? Is that the American Academy? Or like the you know, school that they're partnered with for that stage. Oh, hey, remember when it said I'd be at 1,500 feet? I'm at 8,000 feet. That's really cool. Well. Oh, I gotta change which, do I? Single basic. What's going on here? There we go. Alright. And we'll go full flaps. And we are... Oh, it's doing that thing with the yoke again where I gotta, like, twist it the whole way to get it to pay attention. Yeah, E descent, exactly. Stop pointing to the left. There we go. Alright. Now we can do it. Or we're not gonna get ourselves in a spin here. Yeah, fun fact, Icy, I had to make an emergency landing a month ago. I had, while leveling off, I had just made my turn to go downwind. I was doing laps at my local airport. And went to level off in that downwind leg, and the throttle would not come down, and then eventually it just went to 0. And so I just slammed it back in and got 100% back, and so I was like, cool, I can have full throttle or I can have nothing, and once I have nothing, maybe I will have nothing forever. Maybe I will never get it back. Yeah, so it was very fun. So I had a little chat with Tower and said, hey, I'm having an emergency. Need to land. And he said, yeah, you can have whatever runway you want. And then from there it was uneventful. The engine, I was actually too high because I was at 1,000 AGL, right, in the downwind. And he cleared me for an intersecting runway compared to what I had taken off from. And it intersected closer to the departure end than the arrival end. So I had to kill like I was at 1,000 and I was on short final. So I had to kill 1,000 feet very fast. Yeah, great experience. Terrifying in the moment, but great experience. Yeah, I just put it in as hard of a slip as I could. And that was that. It's interesting in this version of the 172 that the white arc goes up to 85. I guess, you know what, I guess it always goes to 85. I'm being stupid. I just use 80 because I like to have that 5 knots of padding in case I get a big gust or a big thermal. Have I done a lot of power off 180s in commercial yet? No, I haven't started the actual training for commercial. I'm just time building right now to get to the point where it's worth starting my hours. Or not my hours, my lessons for commercial. I have done a hell of a lot of emergency practice though, so that was thankfully something my instructor was very, very good about, so all the training kicked right in and it was no problem. I'm not looking forward, well, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say I'm not looking forward to power off 180s. It'll be cool to practice. There's a flight instructor I like to watch online for some of his stuff. He's actually the guy who did commercial instruction for my instructor, Ludix Aviation, if you've ever heard of him. He's a British guy living here in Central Florida. He's actually working for Breeze Airlines now. But for a long time, he was doing just fun GA content. And actually, he's back to doing fun GA content. But for a while there, he was also doing like CFI content. Not so much doing full-on lessons, but like videoing his flight lessons with his students so that he could talk about, like, here in this video we're going to talk about this one specific, you know, skill or this one specific set of knowledge that you should have. And so I really like his Power Off 180 video. He talks about some really good strategies for giving yourself better chance at it. Make sure I'm gear up. Yes. Sorry for any of my viewers that get motion sick. Just going in circles here. Alright, so that bigger lake on the right is our lake that we are going to land in. So we're going to do one more 360. And then we will be where we want to be. And this will be our last landing for the night. I'll be calling stream after this because it is past 11. My voice is worn out because my microphone's been farther away from my face than usual because I had to keep the mic arm out of the way of the yoke. I haven't been able to do my usual, just, you know, quiet, barely speaking into the mic kind of thing. Been projecting all night. My voice is dead. You love Power Off 180s? Well, sweet. That gives me a shot of confidence that I might love them too. So I've tried this landing a bunch of times, but it's always been with the Icon. And I find that the Icon,
500.
like, when it's going between being up on plane and like settling down into the water, there's something with the physics model in Flight Simulator 2020 that just does not play very nice, and it kind of at random will just say, oh, you crashed into the water, but nothing on the screen has really changed. Like, you're just kind of scooting along and it'll be like, yep, you're done, you died. It's like, well, didn't seem like I died. All right. Now we'll get here, and we'll, as gently as possible, set it down in the water. This is, in case you're curious, Icy, this is what I want to do when I finish with my, oh boy, we were bouncing a lot. I've never landed the 172 in this game before on floats. This is what I want to do when I get through commercial. I want to get my seaplane add-on, and, or I guess it's really a full certificate. This is the other thing. It, like, can't turn right with seaplanes in this game a lot of the times. I don't know why. Like, I'm holding full right rudder right now, and we are turning left. During commercial solos, I would go 51 miles away and rip 20 of them before I come back. Nice. Yeah, man, I'm still looking forward to getting back in the air. That engine failure scenario was my last, or partial engine failure scenario was my last flight, and that was a month ago at this point, and the plane has been in various states of airworthiness ever since, and it's driving me absolutely crazy. I just want to get out there and fly. But that is it, everybody. That is going to do it for me this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll stick around for just a moment longer as we raid out, because I'm sure I've got some friends live. I know I have some people doing some subathons and donathons and stream anniversaries and everything. It's been great chatting with all y'all. Icy, you don't have to follow by any means, but if you'll whisper me on Twitch, I'd love to get to talk to you more about flying. Maybe we can link up on Discord and share stories. It'd be really fun. Mountain flying in Alaska would be Oh, you already followed. Oh, my notification didn't come through. I'm so sorry for not thanking you when you did it. Thank you so much for joining my little channel here. I know you said you don't watch too much Twitch, and I certainly don't want to become a distraction for you to procrastinate with all the time. But hey, when you need a little break, and if you need to come and vent about anything aviation related, you've got an ear that at least knows a little bit about what you're talking about. All right. We're going to close out of this. I don't have my usual music lined up because we're doing an unusual stream tonight. So we're just going to have the Microsoft Flight Simulator music as we tab out of this thing. Thank you guys so much for joining. Ion, thank you for 10 months of support. I appreciate you very, very much. And to everyone else, thanks for hanging out with me, chatting with me, and for sticking around as we raid out. As soon as I get the button in place. No, not YouTube. Twitch. You gonna get back to the books? Alright, man. I wish you good luck on your check ride. I'm sure you're gonna do great. You certainly seem to have a passion for it, and that is, I think, maybe the biggest thing. For the rest of you guys, we are gonna go jump in on, we're gonna go say hi to Neo River. He's playing some Arc Raiders. You guys know I've been obsessed with it lately. Let's go say hi. If you're not already following him, give him a chance. Follow him if you like to, and let him know who sent you. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.
Hey, this is the raid. How was your stream? How was your stream, Fox? Tell me about the stream. I want to hear all about it. Did you have a good stream? What did you play? If you guys aren't following, go follow. Flight Simulator. Dude, I always want to play Flight Simulator. You're 3 foot tall. Yeah, trust. That sounds like how tall you are, Ghosty. Don't you think, EXO? Don't you think Ghosty's like 3 foot? Doesn't she give that vibe?
Oh, she's like 4.5. Come on now.
You're right. You're right. I was kind of pushing it, but yeah, 4.5 seems right.
Are you wagging for that?
It was funny. It's a good joke. You made a good joke. Am I not supposed to wag for your good joke?
Trained for those yet. So, like, did you crash them? Is that what that means? Pretty sure that's what that means.
I don't think that's what that means. I think you're trying to land them.
You're
Okay,
5'6".
I don't think you're actively trying to crash them. Wait, are you trying to crash them? I'm fine. No, you're not. Don't you lie. Don't you fucking lie to us like that.
Pretty sure average height for ladies in the United States is like 5'4".
5'3".
Really rough landing.
Really rough landings. Look, at least you tried. That's what makes, you know, if you were my pal, I would say, you know, thanks for trying. Thanks for trying. I feel like the reason I've never played Flight Simulator is because I'd end up wanting to buy the whole fucking thing, like the joystick, the fucking everything, and I just don't have the money or need to do that. I feel like I would want too much. This is probably a horrible combination. We're gonna try it. See what happens.
Hmm. Wait, Fuji Fox, are you an actual pilot? I'm a little bit confused. Looking back and forth here.
I mean, if you're actually training to be a pilot or are a pilot, that makes sense. Like that's just smart, honestly. Wait. Hold on. Sorry.
Oh, it's impressive as hell. Good shit. Also scary, but
When I craft something, doesn't it just go into my inventory?
it should, yes.
Did I not
If
craft
it doesn't
this?
put it in your
Oh.
inventory, then it's putting it in your stash.
I may have just not hit the button, honestly. I mean, that's still pretty cool. I mean, just because it's not a career doesn't mean it's not any less cool. I mean, as long as you enjoy it. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing to have. Like, honestly, like, I know I say it was expensive, but if you enjoy it and you actually play with it, then that makes sense. I feel like I'd buy it and be over it within, like, a month. I'd be like, I'm done. No more of this. Just bring. I have a hard time judging how much ammo I need in these games.
I usually just bring way too much because I end up needing most of it, or I'll give half of my stacks to whoever I'm playing with because I never play this game by myself.
Mhm.
Which comes in handy. I got PvP
You never
knocked out for
give
the
me
first time
ammo.
ever. I have too. I have in fact.
That was
tonight.
that was because you had to.
What were you PvPing in?
I hope it's not Flight Simulator. Do they have PPV for Flight Simulator? Like, do you guys just fly around and try to hit each other?
Oh, you're playing Arc Raiders as well.
I was kind of hoping it'd be Flight Simulator. I'm not gonna lie. I would have thought that would have been hilarious. What do you guys do? Just fly around and try to crash into each other, and whoever lives wins. Funny enough, there's actually PvP in Forza Horizon. There's an actual battle royale mode.
What, like you win if you push them off a cliff or something? I don't get
No, it's 64 players, and then when you're driving around, they can challenge you to a race, and the zones get smaller. So as time goes on, it kind of forces everyone in the middle, and then when it gets down to like 10 players, they all race to one place, and whoever gets there first wins. And you upgrade your car by beating other players, or finding cars on the map. Everyone starts in the same shitty car. So like you can like draw by someone, challenge them, then race them, and if you win, you get a better car. You upgrade your car. I'm sure that you're just. That sounds like the greatest game ever for you, doesn't it? You're
Are
just
you
like, yeah.
not ready up though?
I'm working on my things.
Says you're idle right now.
Are you looking at my screen right this second? I'm literally looking at
There
what I
you are.
need.
Then it's lying. So it says you're sleeping on the job.
Chat, you watched me. It is fun. I like Forza, but yeah, if you guys are not following Fox, go follow Fox. Follows are free. You can at least follow and then see if you like someone. And if you don't vibe, you can always just unfollow. I don't think anyone would be super mad if you did. But the least you could do is go
You
follow.
didn't drink water, did you? No, he probably absolutely the fuck did not.
I did actually. It was my last bit of water,
Nah.
but I did drink it.
No.
I
what?
can't do it again because I drank the last bit of it. Okay, I guess that's it. I worry that I need something else. That's why I'm looking at this, and I'm like, I feel like I need more. Maybe that's what it. Where's that at?
Go get more water for real though. You need to. Okay, after stream playtime.
There we go.
See you later, Fujibox.
All right, have funs. Thanks for the raid again. Did I chat you out? I did chat you out, right? I think I did.
You did. You remember. Actually, you're pretty good about that. I never do
My
that.
shade somewhere right now, fucking playing marathon.
It's been 84 years.
Girl, you have no patience.
It's been a long time.
I've never met someone that has. So you're gonna eat your PB sandwich. You know
Not
who doesn't
the
like
PB and
PB?
J. No. Ew.
This one's just PB. She didn't say J, so it could just be peanut butter sandwich.
You're right. She didn't say.
Girl, I seen a TikTok that made me sick the other day, and it was a girl. She was like, "You guys ever had a wet PB and J?" And I was like, "What the fuck is a wet PB and J?"
No.
And apparently, I have to think it's rage bait, but she was like, it's where you put peanut butter on one piece of bread, then you wet a piece of bread, put it in the middle, and then you put jelly and another piece on top of that. And I'm like, so you're eating 3 pieces of bread and one of them is soaked in water. Disgusting.
Ew.
Please don't. Why would you do this? Why is this a thing? Like and she's like, I don't like jelly, so like mine's mostly just peanut butter. I'm like, girl, I don't care what you like. It was already wrote when you told me you put water on it. Like,
Oh.
it's done. I was done. I was over it. Like I was already
Soaking it in water.
like a whole third piece of bread just to put it in
In
water
the
and
middle,
soak
like,
it in water.
Wouldn't it just like drip out? I just can't.
I just don't see what the purpose. Like, okay, for you, I understand. You don't like peanut butter. That's fine. I can get that. But like,
Wet
who
bread
the
is
fuck?
so nasty.
Why the fuck are we putting wet bread in the middle of it? For no reason, at all. Like, just make a PB and J and call it done, and move the fuck on. You're being too fucking extra with this. You hear that?
Nope.
What the fuck was that?
Did you shoot it?
No, I'm literally reaching this.
God, if I had to eat that for real. I just man, dude, the thought of that. Freddy don't like those things together, but
I've ate
put
the
wet
worst things for
water
stream
in bread.
ever, and I don't like it.
Did you search these, Lord?
Yeah.
You goblin.
I think my game crashed.
Oh.
Yep, it did.
Oh no.
You guys can see my cool background.
Damn, I gotta get out of here now. Okay.
I mean, I'm able. Can I reconnect to the game?
I don't know.
Well, then don't just leave my body, girl. Damn.
I'm standing right behind you.
One time I had to eat, and I guess I didn't have to eat, but we did raise money for charity, and the mile